Lead generation is on top of mind for almost everyone in marketing and sales. But have you ever wondered if you're doing all you can? Have you explored all the options? Could you be missing out on that one channel or avenue that could blow up your inbound sales with a Niagara Falls level of new leads? I'm Alex with Jotform. While we're not going to be able to solve that last one for you, we'll hopefully get you some great information where you'll be able to do that on your own. We're going to cover some of the different types of lead generation that you can utilize with your product or service and talk about the details and differences with each one. Let's start with one that most people don't often think about: word of mouth. We've all experienced a time when a friend or family member has mentioned a product or service they've discovered and raved about it so much that you had to check it out for yourself. Now, you may be saying to yourself, but Alex, there's nothing I, as a sales or marketing pro, can do to influence word of mouth. But if you think about it, there are actually a number of ways you can enable word of mouth to spread organically with a little help from some carefully planned presentations, events, webinars, launches, etc. Whenever you get a bunch of people to be an audience for your product or service at the same time, you're generating some buzz and they're going to start talking about it. This can also be done with celebrity endorsements or utilizing influencers on social media. But it can also be anyone with a huge following or that is considered an expert in a particular niche or industry related to your business. Leverage these buzzmakers and word of mouth will begin to spread. All right, let's move on to the next one. In a mostly digital world, we often forget about offline advertising. You know, things like billboards, advertisements on buses or bus stops, posters at airports, and even ads in print magazines. Yes, there are actually people who still receive and read actual physical print magazines. But wait, there's more. Let's not forget about TV and radio. Both of these have the traditional network channels along with a slew of new digital and on-demand options where advertising can be carefully targeted. Getting your sales pitch in front of the eyes and ears of your target audience is what it's all about. And if you can properly measure your ROI and optimize to increase it over time, you can determine the right mix of offline advertising that brings in enough qualified leads to make it worth your while. Here's another oldie but goodie: direct mail. Yep, that's right, folks. The post office still delivers actual mail. And sometimes, just sometimes, your marketing message delivered through a postcard or small brochure right to a recipient's actual mailbox may cut through the clutter far more effectively than digital advertising that we're so accustomed to ignoring. What's the right type of mailer or format to use? Well, that all depends on your unique situation. Like anything else in sales and marketing, it's about building in proper measurement tactics so you can tell what performed better. Was it your 3x5 postcard, a typed up formal letter in an envelope, or was it a flashy multi-fold brochure? Only by testing, measuring, and optimizing over time can you ensure what the right approach is for your situation. For this next one, you're going to want to put on a warm jacket because we're headed into cold territory. Yep. That's right, we're talking about cold calls, cold emails, and even cold LinkedIn prospecting. Every salesperson dreads cold calling, but depending on the service, niche, or industry, sometimes cold calling done the right way with the right script at the right times actually produces great results. There are a number of great sales resources online that can help you fine-tune what you say and how you react to rejection during cold calling. Plus, it doesn't necessarily even have to be you. Many companies hire telemarketing firms and play the numbers game by calling tens of thousands of prospects looking for a small percentage that take the bait. Sending cold emails is very similar to cold calling. It's a numbers game. It's all about what's in your subject line, usually the first sentence in your email, and what exactly you say to keep that person that glanced at your email in their inbox from simply clicking the delete button. There are a number of email automation tools that help you streamline the process of cold emailing and let you leverage a large number of automated emails going out over time with intelligent responses if and when someone shows engagement. The same goes for cold prospecting via LinkedIn. LinkedIn has become the de facto standard for B2B sales prospecting. With its vast database of business professionals, you can target very specific people, roles, or job titles within certain industries or accounts to make a connection and hopefully start a conversation that leads to introducing your product, service, or business. Like with cold email prospecting, there are a number of tools available to automate the process of outreach or connection invitation sending to a list of prospects you've identified through the LinkedIn platform. After all, it's all about working smarter, not harder. Okay, let's head over to the land of digital. One of the most obvious vehicles for lead generation is a website. In fact, not only is your website the first place most prospects go to learn about your products and services, but it's also the central hub for all of your digital marketing and offline marketing and advertising efforts. Oh, wait. It's also the biggest source for leads that come right from search engines if you've built your site right and optimized it for SEO. Pretty much any campaign that you run, whether it's digital, email, advertising, or even radio and TV, will require measurement and conversion tracking mechanisms to determine how well that campaign performed and if the money spent produced a return on that investment. The only way to do this is by sending people to your website. More specifically, send them to a specific page on your website that is only visited by prospects that came through that channel. For example, if you're running a 30-second commercial on Hulu, the call to action for that ad is to send people to www.yourwebsite.com/Hulu. That way you know that the only people that came to that page on your site were the ones who saw your commercial on Hulu. Now you know how much you spend on that ad campaign and how many of those leads converted to paying customers. Social media is another huge avenue for lead generation, and each social media channel has its own appeal to different demographics and age groups, while others may have fairly universal appeal. Leveraging social media can run the gamut from creating your own channels, putting out a steady stream of content with the hopes that your audience grows over time, all the while you're subtly promoting your business. Digital advertising on social media platforms is a different approach where you can specifically target prospects with various profiles, demographics, buying interests, and income levels, to name a few. You can even create lookalike audiences. This works by providing a list of your existing customers, and the social media platform will analyze those customers and curate a lookalike target audience that matches the interests and purchasing behaviors of your customers. Influencer marketing through social media is another great way to reach large audiences that may be interested in what you have to offer. It's also important to remember that the messaging and advertising technique may differ from one social media platform to another. Your target audience on a platform like Instagram may engage more with slick or highly produced content, whereas the audience on TikTok may engage more with content that's very raw and doesn't look like it was intentionally produced. All right, folks, we covered a handful of the different types of lead generation here in this short video. There are many more, and I encourage you to explore different avenues and channels for bringing your product or service to market. At the end of the day, no matter what mix of tactics you choose, you have to be measuring, analyzing, and optimizing so that over time, you're spending your money in a more and more effective and efficient way.